The question on everyone's mind after watching the Gilded Age Season 3 Episode 8 is simple, but shocking. Is John Adams dead? This episode leaves fans on the edge of their seats, weaving a mystery around one of the most powerful and complex characters in the series. John Adams has been at the center of many intense moments this season, and now his fate hangs in the balance. What really happened to him? Did he survive the shocking events we saw, or did the series take a dark turn? Let's dig deep into Episode 8 to uncover the truth, and what it means for the future of the show. To understand the full weight of this episode, we need to remember where John Adams' story stood before this point. Up to Episode 7, John has been battling both personal and political storms. His influence in the social world of the Gilded Age has never been stronger, but so have his enemies. There have been hints that his health was failing, and some characters have shown clear animosity toward him, making his position very fragile. His relationship with his family and close allies has been tense but crucial. Knowing this helps us see why the events of Episode 8 feel so threatening. Everything seemed to be closing in on John, setting up a moment that could change the entire story. In Episode 8, the tension builds quickly. Early scenes showed John in a vulnerable state, isolated and struggling. His usual confidence seems gone, replaced by a sense of urgency and fear. The writing and direction cleverly use shadows and silence to make the audience question what is real. At one point, John is seen alone in his room, clutching his chest, which many viewers interpreted as a sign of a heart attack or serious illness. The following scenes are even more ambiguous. The show leaves clues like a closed door, faint sounds, and the reactions of other characters that make it unclear if John is still alive. Characters who care for him are desperate, but others appear relieved or indifferent, adding layers to the mystery. The episode ends with a cut to black, just when a dramatic moment was about to unfold. Leaving no clear answer, fans have not wasted time speculating about John Adams' fate. Some believe that the showrunners are setting up a shocking death to change the power structure in the series. Others argue that John's death would be too soon and that he might be hiding or recovering secretly. There are even theories that the scene was a trick designed to mislead viewers and build suspense for the next episode. Theories point to small details like a faint smile on John's face or a secret phone call he made earlier, as proof he might return stronger. Comparing these ideas with the episode's visuals and dialogue shows how carefully the writers crafted this moment to keep everyone guessing the possibility of John Adams' death or survival has huge consequences for the story. If he is gone, it would leave a power vacuum that could lead to intense conflicts among the other characters. His family would face new struggles and his enemies might rise quickly. On the other hand, if John survives, it could mark the start of a new chapter, where he becomes even more cunning and dangerous. This cliffhanger pushes the story forward and keeps viewers hooked, eager for answers in the upcoming episodes. This episode also raises questions about the themes of power, loyalty, and mortality that the Gilded Age explores. John Adams' situation reminds us how fragile even the strongest figures can be when faced with betrayal or illness. The show uses his story to reflect on the cost of ambition and the uncertainty of life during a time of great social change. The way the episode is filmed, with close-ups on John's expressions and the tense silence around him, adds emotional weight to the mystery, making it not just a plot point but a moment that feels deeply personal. Overall, Episode 8 of the Gilded Age Season 3 is a masterclass in suspense and storytelling. It leaves viewers with an unforgettable question that will fuel discussions and theories for weeks. Whether John Adams is dead or alive, the impact on the series will be felt by every character and fan. Stay tuned for the next episode, where hopefully the truth will come to light and the drama will reach new heights. Meanwhile, keep sharing your thoughts and predictions, because this is the kind of moment that makes The Gilded Age one of the most thrilling shows on television today. John Adams' journey through the Gilded Age has been nothing short of turbulent, and to fully grasp the gravity of Episode 8, it's essential to rewind and revisit the path that brought him here. Before this pivotal episode, John was a man who wielded power with a sharp edge, but was also burdened by the weight of his own secrets and vulnerabilities. Season 3 has peeled back layers of his character, exposing his ambitions, fears, and the personal battles hidden beneath his commanding presence. Understanding this background sheds light on why Episode 8 feels like such a turning point and why his possible death has left viewers stunned. Leading into Episode 8, John Adams was grappling with multiple pressures. On the public stage, he had enemies who were eager to see him fall. Political rivals and social adversaries have been chipping away at his influence, exploiting any weakness they could find. Behind closed doors, his personal life was fracturing. Family tensions simmered as disagreements about loyalty, money, and reputation bubbled to the surface. Even allies he once trusted seemed to be pulling away, hinting that the walls around him were closing in fast. One critical element to note is John's health. Throughout the season, subtle hints have been dropped, moments where he appears weary, strained, or in pain. These moments, easily missed on a casual watch, become significant when considering the events of Episode 8. They suggest that John was not just battling external foes, but also fighting a failing body. This adds a layer of tragedy to his character, powerful and proud, yet physically vulnerable. Moreover, John's relationships with other key characters have shaped much of the tension. His interactions with his closest family members have been fraught with emotional complexity, love mixed with resentment and fear. These dynamics create an emotional backdrop that makes the uncertainty about his fate even more compelling. For example, his connection with his daughter shows moments of tenderness and regret, but also unspoken distances and misunderstandings. The way these relationships evolve adds depth to the story, hinting that his fate will ripple through the lives of many. In Episode 7 and earlier, there were scenes that subtly prepared the audience for what would come next. Brief flashes of concern from his confidants, worried glances, and the increasing isolation of John build a sense of impending crisis. These narrative breadcrumbs set the stage perfectly for Episode 8's dramatic unfolding. It's clear the writers wanted viewers to feel the growing storm, both external and internal, around John Adams. Another important factor is the social and historical context in which John's story unfolds. The Gilded Age is a period marked by rapid change, ruthless ambition, and deep inequalities. John's personal struggles mirror the larger forces at play, how power can isolate even the most influential, and how fragile status can be when everything is in flux. This context enriches the story, making John's possible death not just a plot twist, but a reflection of the era's harsh realities. As viewers watch the events leading to Episode 8, they can sense that John is at a crossroads. His empire, built on careful manipulation and alliances, faces threats from all sides. The strain of maintaining control in such a volatile environment takes its toll. The hints of frailty in his health and the cracks in his relationships combine to create a perfect storm. It's this complex setup that makes the uncertainty about his fate so gripping, because it's not just about whether he lives or dies, but about what his survival or loss means for the world he inhabits. In conclusion, the events leading up to Episode 8 are crucial to understanding the weight of the moment. John Adams's story has been carefully crafted to show a man at the edge, fighting battles no longer just political but deeply personal. His possible death is not simply a shocking twist, it's the climax of a carefully built narrative about power, vulnerability, and the cost of ambition. This context makes Episode 8 one of the most emotionally charged and suspenseful episodes of the season, leaving fans eager to see what happens next. Episode 8 of the Gilded Age Season 3 is the moment where everything hangs by a thread, and the mystery surrounding John Adams's fate takes center stage. The way this episode unfolds is masterful, using tension, atmosphere, and carefully crafted scenes to keep viewers guessing until the very end. Let's take a close look at the key moments involving John Adams that make this episode so unforgettable, and why it leaves such an open question about his survival. The episode opens with a chilling quietness around John. From the very first scenes, the tone is different, more somber and intense. The lighting is dim, shadows fall across his face, and his usual confident manner is replaced with a fragile and almost haunted look. These visual choices immediately signal to the audience that something serious is happening. John's physical state is clearly worse than before. He moves slower, pauses often, and there are signs of pain that he tries hard to hide. These subtle acting choices add layers to the character's predicament and make the audience feel his vulnerability. One of the most pivotal scenes is when John is alone in his room. The camera lingers on him, clutching his chest, struggling to breathe. This moment is filmed in a way that feels raw and intimate, as if viewers are witnessing a private battle. The sound design amplifies the tension. Breathing is heavy. The ticking of a clock feels louder, and silence stretches out uncomfortably. This scene is a turning point because it blurs the line between life and death. Is this a heart attack? A panic attack? Or something more sinister? The show deliberately leaves these questions unanswered, inviting viewers to interpret the scene in their own way. Shortly after, the narrative cuts to reactions from other characters, which adds another layer of mystery. Some are frantic and fearful, rushing to find John or calling for help. Their desperation feels genuine, and it raises the stakes. At the same time, there are characters who react with coldness or even relief, suggesting long-held grudges or political calculations. These contrasting responses deepen the drama and complicate the emotional landscape. The audience begins to realize that John's fate affects more than just himself. It threatens to upend entire relationships and power structures. The episode also cleverly uses symbolism to hint at John's condition. For example, a shattered mirror appears in one scene, reflecting fragmented images of John. This visual metaphor suggests that his identity and influence are breaking apart. The imagery of fading light, wilting flowers, and empty chairs at important meetings all contribute to a sense of loss and uncertainty. These artistic touches enrich the storytelling, making the episode feel more than just a sequence of events. It becomes an emotional experience. The most unforgettable moment is the cliffhanger ending. As tension builds to a fever pitch, John is shown lying still, with the sounds of footsteps approaching. The screen suddenly cuts to black just before any confirmation of his status. This choice is bold and effective, forcing viewers to confront the unknown and sparking endless speculation. The silence that follows is deafening, making the question, "Is John Adams dead?" more powerful than any clear answer could be. This ambiguous ending is a testament to the show's writing and direction. It refuses to give easy answers and instead embraces complexity. By leaving John's fate uncertain, the episode challenges viewers to engage actively with the story, discussing theories, analyzing details, and imagining possibilities. This kind of storytelling keeps the audience emotionally invested and talking long after the episode ends. Throughout episode 8, the performances by the actors, the careful use of lighting and sound, and the deliberate pacing all work together to create a sense of suspense that never lets up. The episode feels like a carefully balanced dance between revelation and mystery. Every glance, every word, every silence carries weight, making John Adams's story feel alive and urgent. In addition to the dramatic tension, the episode also explores themes of mortality and legacy. John's struggle is not just physical, it's about what he will leave behind. The uncertainty about his survival invites viewers to think about what his death or survival means for the future of the society he has shaped. Will his legacy crumble? Or will he find a way to rise again? Episode 8 stands out because it takes a well-known character and puts him in a situation that feels real and deeply human. The fear, the hope, and the uncertainty resonate beyond the screen. This is storytelling that respects its audience, trusting them to sit with ambiguity and complexity rather than spoon-feeding answers. In conclusion, Episode 8 of The Gilded Age, Season 3 uses every tool in its arsenal to keep John Adams's fate a gripping mystery. Through powerful performances, symbolic imagery, and a cliffhanger that refuses to resolve, the episode invites viewers into an emotional and suspenseful journey. Whether John Adams is dead or alive remains unknown, but the impact of this uncertainty will shape the story and its characters in profound ways. This episode is a masterpiece of suspense and drama, and it perfectly sets the stage for the episodes to come. Asterisk the question of John Adams's fate in The Gilded Age Season 3 Episode 8 has sparked a firestorm of fan theories and speculation that reveal just how deeply invested viewers are in this character and the show's unfolding drama. Fans have dissected every moment, every glance, and every line of dialogue, searching for clues to unlock the mystery. What follows is a unique exploration of the most compelling theories circulating online, how they connect with the episode's content, and what they might mean for the story's future. One of the most popular theories suggests that John Adams is not dead but in hiding. Proponents of this idea point to subtle hints scattered throughout the episode: his faint smile in one scene, the secretive phone call shown earlier in the season, and the way certain characters behave as if they are protecting a secret. This theory argues that John staged his collapse to escape his enemies and regroup, planning a dramatic return. Supporters believe this would be a classic move for a man as cunning and resourceful as John, turning what looks like weakness into a strategic advantage. Another theory focuses on the possibility of John's death being a narrative device meant to shake up the power dynamics within the show. Fans who favor this interpretation argue that John's demise would create a vacuum that other characters are eager to fill, leading to a season of intense political maneuvering and emotional fallout. This would allow for new alliances, betrayals, and character development as the ripple effects of his death spread through the social and political landscape. Supporters of this theory highlight the cold or relieved reactions from some characters as evidence that John's passing would serve as a major turning point. A third theory takes a more symbolic view. Some fans think the ambiguity surrounding John's fate is meant to reflect broader themes about mortality, legacy, and the uncertainty of life during the Gilded Age. This interpretation sees the cliffhanger not as a setup for a clear resolution, but as an artistic choice to provoke thought and discussion. It suggests that whether John lives or dies, what matters most is the impact he has had and the legacy he leaves behind. This theory appreciates the episode's use of imagery and symbolism: the shattered mirror, the fading light, the empty chairs, as deliberate tools to invite reflection rather than provide answers. There are also smaller, more nuanced theories that consider the technical and narrative details of the episode. Some fans analyze the pacing and editing choices, noting how certain scenes are intercut or lingered on longer than others. Others look at the use of music and sound design, interpreting the silence and sudden cuts as cues to John's true condition. These detailed observations often lead to spirited debates about what is implied versus what is shown, highlighting the episode's skillful storytelling. Importantly, these fan theories do more than speculate. They engage with the show on a deeper level. They show how viewers connect emotionally with John Adams, and how invested they are in the complex world the Gilded Age has created. The variety of interpretations reflects the richness of the writing and the characters, proving that the show has succeeded in creating a narrative that is both entertaining and thought-provoking. Comparing these theories with the episode itself reveals how carefully the creators have crafted this moment. The ambiguity is not accidental but intentional, designed to invite multiple readings and keep the audience guessing. This open-ended storytelling creates a shared experience among fans, who come together to discuss, analyze, and predict what will happen next. It turns watching into an active, communal event rather than a passive one. Looking ahead, the fate of John Adams will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of the series. Whether he returns from hiding, has truly passed away, or represents a symbolic figure, the consequences will ripple through the relationships and power struggles that define the Gilded Age. Characters will have to confront the changes his fate brings, leading to new conflicts, alliances, and dramatic moments. This engagement with fan theories also highlights a trend in modern television storytelling, inviting viewers to participate in the narrative beyond just watching. Shows like The Gilded Age leverage mystery and ambiguity to build a passionate fan community that thrives on discussion and speculation. This approach not only deepens the viewing experience but also builds anticipation for future episodes, keeping the show relevant and talked about long after it airs. In summary, the flood of fan theories about John Adams's fate following Episode 8 illustrates the episode's success in creating a gripping and mysterious moment that resonates widely. Whether John Adams is hiding, dead, or a symbol of something greater, the theories enrich the viewing experience and underscore the show's complexity. This collective engagement promises exciting developments as the series continues, with fans eager to see how this cliffhanger will be resolved and what it means for the world of the Gilded Age.